The US has 198 billion barrels of recoverable crude oil. In 2023, it produced 21.91 million barrels per day, leading for the sixth straight year. President Trump believes the US should further exploit these resources.
The inflation crisis was caused by massive overspending and escalating energy prices, and that is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
Despite the president's zeal, renewable energy is set to make up 46% of global electricity by 2030, with consumption in power, heat, and transport rising nearly 60%. Investments from both public and private sectors are driving this transition.
The reality is the renewables are coming. The green transition is coming. It is happening in the US and it's happening around the world. The investments is there. The money is flowing. Yes, it should be much faster, but it is technically locked in. So as Trump is shouting and screaming, drill, baby, drill, the world has already decided, son, baby, son. Sorry to say.
Another comment stirring global interest is on the Panama Canal. The US built it from 1904 to 1914 and controlled it until December 31st, 1999. The Carter administration had worked out a neutrality treaty along with the Panama Canal Treaty in 1977. The US retained the right to defend the neutrality of the canal, while Panama assumed full control on December 31, 1999, when the Clinton administration handed it over. About 40% of all US container ships use the canal, making the US the largest user.
We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made, and Panama's promise to us has been broken. The purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships are being severely overcharged and not treated fairly in any way, shape, or form, and that includes the United States Navy. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
Panama's location and the canal's global trade importance make it a critical US partner. The canal is a source of pride for Panama, and the idea of US control sparks nationalist sentiment and concern.
We hope that Trump's madness, Trump's delirium, Trump's anxieties do not materialize, because it's not only Panama, it's Greenland, it's Canada, it's Mexico. So the decadent empire cannot be threatening the people of the world, and I think that is quite clear.
The Panama Canal is a vital waterway for global trade, and its efficient operation is crucial, but balancing efficiency with respect for Panama's autonomy and ensuring fair compensation would be key in any deal on the Panama Canal. The Economic Brief, DD India.
Well, Dr. Ahmed Kapoor continues to be with us. Dr. Kapoor, is President Trump too late to exploit US oil reserves? I mean, it's already yesterday's energy, according to one of the experts there. Today is renewables.
So again, this is a very important question from a future perspective. Of course, the future is about green energy. But what you can't look at President Trump's initiative or the idea that we are going to drill with just one single lens. There are positives and there are negatives to the decision. The positive being that it stabilized the global energy prices. Today, if you really look at the oil prices, they're close to about $90 a barrel already. But once US starts drilling, it would actually diminish the oil prices. So it actually has a huge positive effect on inflation, because inflation will reduce. Say for a country like India, it would have a positive impact. But yes, of course, there is this whole huge rebound effect that can actually happen, wherein people will start spending more on oil and it could have green gas emission effects that will happen. So climatically, yes, it is a very dangerous proposition, and we will have to find a way that we create a solution on the long term. But if you look at the short term itself, there are economic benefits. There are, of course, long-term risks and in terms of infrastructure strain that can happen. But I do totally agree. The future is about green energy. But we are still 20, 30 years away from it. Because if you read the global car sales, which has been the top of the heap, it is just close to about 3 to 4% of the total car sales across the world. So there is a lot of time to get there. But in the short term, it would actually help manage the energy prices.
Okay, Dr. Kapoor, also, great power comes with great responsibility. That's what they say. But do you see the U.S., the intended actions of President Trump with regard to oil as well as Panama as justified and even responsible?
So I think that's a very dangerous tactic in terms of like what is being said, in terms of that I'm going to take over the Panama Canal and things. So it could have global repercussions, which we have to understand from a trade perspective. But if I try to see what US is trying to do, I think it is more defined in terms of like the ownership concerns of Panama Canal, because those ownership concerns are driving the what do you call the security issues for US. Right now, there seems to be some kind of a dissonance between the US-China relationship. And today, if you really look at it, like who's controlling the Panama Canal? Panama Canal is controlled by a firm out of Hong Kong. And that is what what President Trump is trying to say is that, yes, a strategically vital trade point or a checkpoint or a maritime checkpoint, but being controlled by China, there seems to be a security geopolitical issue that is being looked at. And then, of course, when you talk about this whole alignment of the Panama Canal with the Belt and Road Initiative, that seems to create a situation in his mind which says that, yes, that strategic strength that U.S. has in the South American nations' interest, that actually gets depleted.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you very much. Dr. Amit Kapoor, thank you for joining us on these important subjects. Thank you for helping us understand both the US's economic plans as well as what we discussed earlier about India's tech innovation.